Hello, my name is Jack Odell. I'm Editor-in-Chief of Current Developments in Nutrition, the most recent addition to the ASN family of journals. And I'm here on this web video here to just give you a little bit of an update on the journal and to also tell you about an exciting new initiative that we've developed, that of special collections. And I'm going to extend an invitation to you to submit proposals along those lines. So let me start with a few words of basically update regarding the status of the journal, and then we'll move on to talk about these exciting special collections. So briefly, just a history here. Quick history, because we're a very young journal. I want to point out that we are the only journal within the ASN family that's exclusively open access. That means that at the time of publication, the authors pay a processing charge that covers the publication costs of the article. Currently for ASN members, for CDN, that is $2,000. But once that's paid, then the article basically is completely open access and available to anyone around the globe that wants to read it. No subscriptions necessary. Okay, so that's open access, and that's who we are. We were launched in January of 2017, so we've finished our third year in the trenches here. Actually, probably most importantly among this list of milestones is the bottom one I want to make you aware of. We're about to receive our impact factor. It's going to be released the third quarter of this year, and we've done some projections, and we're quite excited about the number that we're coming up with. And I can't tell you what that is before it becomes official, but I think you're going to be pleased, and all the more eager to submit papers. Not got time to point out all of the amazing editors that we've got. I'm looking for a pointer here. But we've got quite an august group of editors on the CDN team. They are behind the scenes, working very hard. You would be interacting with most of them, or most one of them, or a couple of them, as you would submit articles to CDN, and they are an extremely talented group of individuals working very hard to make this journal a success. Let me give you a few numbers, just update on what you can expect from the journal. We have a fair treatment of manuscripts. You notice quite a high acceptance rate at 64%. Part of this reason is that several of our articles are ported from the previous journals, so our rate of rapid rejection, if you will, or rejection without review, is less than you would see in our flagship journals. So we have overall a higher acceptance rate. We have a reasonable speed to first decision, and where we really shine is here in days to DOI, or Digital Object Identifier, basically for 112 days. If your manuscript is acceptable, 112 days from submission to getting a DOI. So that's really lightning speed, and we're excited about that. As I alluded to, we are indexed in PubMed, so all the work can be easily found. And again, we've got a drum roll on an exciting impact factor to be released later this year. So again, this makes us fair, fast, and free to readers. Okay, so let's talk more specifically about special collections. That's the reason we're here. This is a screenshot from CDN's webpage, and I want to point out this tab here entitled Special Collections. You see that it's currently populated with 3 entries. My personal vision is for our special collections to grow. Over the next 5 years, I hope that we will be in the hundreds of special collections. Okay, so more on that's forthcoming. Okay, the ones that we have right now are implementation science, food and nutrition of indigenous people, and then we have one on vitamins. And I would encourage you to go to the website and look at these collections to give you an idea of what we have in mind. The implementation science and FNIP are extra special because these are sections of the journal where we're trying to continuously recruit content here they are distinctive elements that our journal is focusing on. Okay, so similar to last year now, we're reissuing the call for proposals for special collections to our risk groups, to ASN members at large, but specifically channeling through our risk groups. And so this is a screenshot, partial shot of the call for proposals. I'm going to give you a website in a minute that will direct you to the details of this request for applications. But before I do that, I just want to point out last year's winners. There were 3 proposals that were submitted, and all 3 of them were funded. The Chain RIS submitted one entitled Diet, Nutrition, and Sustainability, Promoting a Healthy Planet and Healthy People. The second one from the carotenoid and retinoid group, Toward New DRIs for Vitamin A and Carotenoids in Early Life. This is particularly timely given that we are working to revise the DRIs, and we're coming out with numbers for the first time for early life stages. So in this case, Kathy Ross has assembled a collection of mini reviews on this subject, and that's, I think, going to be of quite a bit of interest to the nutrition community. The third one was from our nutrient-gene interaction RIS, another exciting collection on multi-omic characterization of nutritional metabolism. Okay, so this gives you 3 examples from last year of award winners, and my encouragement is for you to develop and submit proposals for the 2020 competition that is currently underway. I want to give you a few bullet points about the special collections just so you know really what the emphasis is, but you can find all of this in a flyer that's going to be on the website that I share with you. A few bullets here regarding the proposals is that multiple submissions can come from each RIS. This is a distinction from last year where we only allowed 1. This year, bring them on. We want to hear your ideas. Secondly, we know that a lot of times when we create pigeonholes in the form of our RISs, there are a lot of interesting ideas that sort of span the RISs. And so we're going to have the opportunity this year, if you want to collaborate between 2 RISs, we'll be able to accommodate that as well. The other thing I want to point out that's quite important for you to know is that while the call for proposals is unique and specific to ASN members and to our risk groups, you can certainly reach out and include non-ASN authors to contribute to your collections, but also even to serve as guest editors. It's open for inclusion of non-ASN members, so please keep that in mind. So basically what happens if your proposal is accepted for funding, we will waive the publication charges. These APC costs will be covered by the journal, actually covered by OUP. And not only that, but of course we're going to get quite excited about these collections, and so you can expect us to develop banner ads like I showed you for the previous special collections. We can promote these easily on social media, and we want to create as much splash as we can, both for you as authors, but also for CDN as a journal, right? It's kind of a win-win sort of thing. So what we are looking for in the proposals is pretty straightforward. We want a title for the collection. We want you to outline the guest editors that you suggest to chaperone the review of the articles. We're looking for a section where you introduce the collection. We'll probably use this on the website if and when the collection is published. So tell us why it's important and really frame up why it should be published, what is timely about it, and so forth. And then really the core of it, of course, is where you would outline 4 to 8 manuscripts that would comprise the collection. So their titles, your projected authors, the corresponding author for each manuscript. These can be review articles, they can be original research manuscripts, or a combination of the 2. It's open to any combination thereof. As I told you, the carotenoid RIS did a collection of mini reviews this past year. So it's free form to be whatever you want it to be. The other thing that's new this year is that we would like, after they're selected, we would like to open the collections up to ad hoc submissions. So if others out in the global nutrition community become aware of the collections and they'd like to submit an article to include in it, of course they'll have to pay the processing charges, but we would like to be able to expand the collections as the case may be if it's merited. Okay. Now, a few more details. The proposals are due in mid-September, same as they were last year. We'll try to spin them around pretty quickly. The CDN editors will review them and make decisions within a couple weeks. The key things that we'll be looking at is the timeliness of the topic, so you really want to sell us on why it's important. And then we'll look to see how well it matches with CDN scope, so you can check that out on our website. We'll also look at the credentials of the guest editors that you might recommend to chaperone the collection. Then for those that are accepted, then of course the proposals, you'll be notified in late September. The articles will be due basically 6 months later at the end of March 2021. And through this call, we hope to fund 5 to 6 proposals. So what I'm asking you here today is to help me get the word out, spread this. If you're a RIS chair, please beat the drum, make your RIS members aware of this opportunity. We've already submitted some of these banner ads and so forth. If you look around, you should be able to see them and so forth, but please help us in getting the word out. This is what the banner ads look like. You can see them again around on various web pages associated with the ASN Society and the various journal pages. If you click on them, they will take you to this website that contains everything basically that you need to know. So it's nutrition.org/CDN-2020. If you navigate there, it will contain basically a flyer that you can print if you like, that contains all the details regarding the RFA, but this also is the website that you'll go to actually submit your proposals. So that it's a one-stop shopping, okay? So I want to thank you now as I close out here for all of your support for CDN over these 3 rocky startup years. I think we're getting our feet under us, and we're really excited about how things are looking up for the journal here. And of course, we need your contributions. We look forward to receiving your proposals and your manuscripts. If you have any further questions or feedback for me as editor, my ears are open. I'm here. You know, I've got great passion for the journal, and I want to see it succeed. I'm open to your ideas. If you want to contact me here, jodel@nutrition.org. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time today.